Hello and welcome to the Random Pinoy Geek podcast, the show where we geek out to 3 random topics until the timer runs out. I'm your random host, Elvin, and with me are...
JR!
And sushi.
We're friends and geeks who grew up in the Philippines, and in each episode, we hang out and talk about things that are near and dear to all our little geeky hearts. Before we start, if you'd like to support the show and are a content creator ready to take the next step in your journey, check out episodify.com. They'll help produce and edit any content you're creating, whether it's audio or video, short form or long form. They do it all. That's episodify.com. Now, on to the episode. Now,
It's Christmas Day.
yeah. So this is the holiday season. We remember certain things that come up because honestly, this season is the season for kids. And so what I'd like to talk about
Well, first
really,
of all, Merry Christmas to everyone.
well, Merry
This is
Christmas to all
morning.
and to all a good
Yay.
morning, night, whatever time zone that you're currently in. If you're in Papua New Guinea, or what's the thing that is like the last country, or is it the first country that gets it? Like it's one of those Pacific islands. Is like the last country that gets the holidays.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, these holidays are really for kids. And so when we were kids, there are certain things that sort of come around during this time. Primarily the stop motion Rankin Bass animation. I'm talking about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Abominable Snowman. I'm talking about The Dentist Elf, if you guys remember that. Did you guys watch those shows when you were young during the holiday season?
I watched them when I was older.
Oh, so what was the thing showing on TV during that time when you
What
were
was
kids?
the thing? Let's start with sushi.
During
Christmas.
Yeah, I seldom celebrated Christmas in the Philippines. I was mostly in the Middle East. And the first thing...
Where the first Christmas was, right? The first Christmas was in the Middle East.
Yeah,
technically.
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 Actually, here's a fun fact because even if the Arabs, the Muslims, don't celebrate Christmas, they do decorate their their date trees with Christmas lights, and the
Yay,
colors are
commercialism.
green and red. That's why it still feels like Christmas, although we don't greet each other.
In Japan, no one's a Christian, but they celebrate Christmas because
Christmas,
it's
yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
commercial
Which is, yeah.
because they like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And they also, this is off topic now, but they also do Christian weddings now, quote unquote, even though they're not Christian because the brides want to wear wedding gowns.
Is
Yeah.
that for aesthetics?
Yeah.
Yay,
Yeah, it's just-
capitalism.
Yeah, exactly. Yay, capitalism.
It's in support of Vera Wang. I don't know.
Oh,
No,
It just looks pretty.
it's just
you know,
it's pretty.
No,
Yeah.
it's just that Japanese like people like looking nice,
They
Yeah,
like
and,
joyous occasions. I
Well,
guess.
they like the
and
things.
kimonos for them are everyday
Kinda-
things. So
Well,
not
I think-
every day,
well,
but
the
Too
wedding
serious?
kimono is it's kind of like it's serious, it's austere, it's very like reserved, and a wedding gown, although it can be relatively conservative in dress, it's generally more
extravagant, princessy.
yeah, exactly. And
I think it's the princessy
kimono.
thing because they do like princesses.
That's true. That's a big thing. In the Philippines, though, around that time, I guess if you haven't watched the Christmas specials, there's another Christmas tradition that happens around the 25th onwards, and that's the Metro Manila Film Festival. And so
where
it's
you
sort of
can't watch any other.
exactly where you
God
can't
damn
really
it.
watch any movies until like the first week of January.
But thank you, IMAX. We get to
Yeah,
watch.
you get to watch one now
Yeah.
because of IMAX,
IMAX.
Yeah.
which is the problem because Star Wars, going back to geek stuff, normally releases around that season. It's normally the week before, so you have like it's normally like one day before the film festival starts, so you have one day to watch it, and that's where in the whole
Well, that's the thing. I didn't really realize it about Star Wars. I didn't really realize the film fest and how much it's a bane on my existence during the holiday season because of Star Wars. It's actually because of Lord of the Rings. Because if you remember, Lord of the Rings came out around like 2001 and 2003 and 4, and they were always during the holiday season. And so
was the film fest already a thing in
yeah. Film Fest has
Because
been
I
on for a
remember
long time.
watching The Lord of the Rings in cinemas, so I don't know why I was
It's
able
usually
to watch
after. It was the
Or-
first week of
it. Or
January.
like midnight screenings.
It's possible they had special screenings.
Yeah, I think
That usually happens like they do it like the week of Christmas or like on the 23rd or 24th if there's like a big thing. But once the 25th occurs, then after that it's just MWFF movies. Sorry, MMF Metro Manila Film
Yeah.
MMF MMFF or
MMFF.
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 Metro Manila Film
Film Fest.
Festival.
Yeah.
There you go.
MMFF MMFF.
Yeah, MMFF.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what they call it.
That
That's
is-
what.
That's why as a kid as well, I used to see the floats, but I still really like the specials. So they're like those Brankin Bass shows that were showing on TV, and there were also the other cartoons that they were showing around Christmas time.
I see.
For whatever reason, I don't remember what was showing in our island during Christmas. I know there are Christmas specials, I'm sure, but I don't know what was like the. It's like the Holy Week one, right? Where it's Ten Commandments for sure. It's gonna be showing.
Yeah, it's just gonna
There,
show
I'm
you.
sure there's also one
lots
for
of-
Christmas, but I don't remember.
It
like-
seems like we don't watch television during the Christmas
Christmas-
season.
No, I used to. I
You
used to.
used to?
It's likely as well that
It's just
as
like-
your kids, you're so excited
Mhm.
About
about
other
the
stuff.
gifts,
Other
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
especially.
We had like our balikbayan relatives with their
Right.
balikbayan
Of
course,
boxes.
of course.
Reunions.
And the Pictionary that I've been talking about.
Yeah, did you play on in the holidays?
Yeah, we had that's the sad yeah. I didn't want to say sadder part, but like the sad part about Christmas these days is it's like our immediate family with a few relatives, whereas when we were kids it's like my mom
Everyone.
is like a family of 12 12 11
Mhm.
siblings. My dad as well is like around that number, so it's like
A
Christmas
reunion.
Eve with like
extended families.
no, not even extended, like cousins, but that's like still like 100
A lot.
cousins.
That's a lot.
yeah,
Well, I think
a
most of the
million,
I think
yeah.
the most of the West would consider cousins like kind of extended or second cousins. But still, it's that's a lot.
Not Alabama.
Well, I wouldn't really know about that. But
They're close.
but you guys have watched the the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I'm pretty sure Rudolph I watched on TV. The others, I think I watched later.
Yeah, there's just like there was a magic on like watching those claymation, I think, things, stop motion animation
Mhm.
Stop
show.
motion.
And then there's like what's the guy's name? Frosty the Snowman.
What's the guy's name?
Frosty. His name's Frosty.
Frosty
the
the
Snowman.
Snowman.
Yeah, and then he had
Is
the
this copyrightable?
magic hat.
No, it's not.
I think
I
it's
don't
public.
know.
Who
Happy
knows?
Happy Birthday is. Did
Oh
you
yeah,
know that?
yeah. Because it's part of the Great American Songbook or something.
Whatever.
But yeah, so the Frosty the Snowman thing is a cartoon that I remember, and then of course there's like the Little Rascals Christmas thing, where
Our
they're trying.
gang,
Our
depending
gang,
on how
yeah, the-
old you are.
Yeah, where they have like a.
Wait, did they show our gang here?
It was a Christmas special. It wasn't like the
The
series
our gang
cartoon.
Christmas specials.
The cartoons.
of
It was a
the
cartoon.
40s.
I think it was like late 60s, 70s. Like
When did they become the Little Rascals?
I think it's more recent. That's like when we were kids, possibly. They were already the Little Rascals.
I know they were for the movie, the one with Alfalfa,
Yeah,
Darla,
and Darla.
Darla,
Sorry,
darling.
That was a series before the movie.
Well, there was a cartoon.
There's
there
a-
was a cartoon.
There was a series in the 40s.
Well, that was live.
Wow.
That was live action. I
Yeah,
think.
live
That was
action.
live
yeah.
action.
Our gang.
But the cartoon that I remember was from when I was a kid. It was like a Christmas special there because they're talking about like the blue comet. There's like this thing that the gang wanted to buy, but they couldn't because they were poor. It was the Great Depression, something that we can all relate as kids of the 80s and 90s. The Great Depression, such a strange
didn't
thing.
really
No.
feel.
Of course not. Of course not.
Nothing,
It's just
yeah.
a joke. But yeah, it's just funny that they didn't really change the situation of the Little Rascals. They're still in the 1920s. So it's like,
Oh, up to the 80s? So the 90s is the first time they
maybe
changed it.
they changed it.
Mm.
You know, yeah, those were the types of shows that were showing. Did you guys watch anything similar?
Here's the thing. I do remember watching a stop motion animation. It might be toys. I don't remember if it's clay. I mean, they do have cotton things. Like here, the story is about the birth of Jesus Christ, and
Mhm.
there's the reindeer. Rudolph is there.
Mhm.
It's a stop. I guess it's a special. I don't remember who the director is.
If it's stop motion Christmas, it's probably the Rankin Bass stuff,
Ah,
right?
I see.
Or was there
Usually.
more?
Well, the thing is, I don't think the Rankin Bass had like the nativity scene.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's
Yeah, I
what-
don't think.
that's
I mean, that might be like a different one. I think I remember something like Little Drummer Boy or something.
It's a mix. I mean,
Yeah.
the reindeer. I mean, the reindeer is the protagonist.
So yeah, so that's
Does everything
Rudolph.
not?
Yeah, did he have a terrible nasal deformity?
Nah.
Yes. Yeah, you remember that scene from the what's it called? The Dictator? Did this animal have a bright shiny nose? I remember such a character that had a deformity that you described.
Rudolph, with your nose so bright.
Yes. And you know, the much maligned Olops.
That's
Olops, the other
reindeer.
reindeer that always bullied Rudolph, which is a thing that's more of like a Filipino thing.
Yeah,
The
it is, it is.
Olops, due to the
The pronunciation.
pronunciation, and then it was popularized
Oh,
by
Sushi probably
Parokya.
doesn't know this joke.
Oh, Olops.
I guess it's a.
Do you
play on
know the
word
names of
from-
the other reindeers?
There's
word-
Dasher, and I mean, but I get all of the other reindeer.
It's
All of the other reindeer.
No,
Yeah, I
because-
know. I
because-
used to play
because you have-
words.
And then Parokya ni Edgar, I think, is the one that sort of popularized
Ah,
that
yeah,
song.
yeah.
That part I don't know.
So
It's in their
Parokya,
Christmas.
yeah, the Christmas album, that they brought out had like Olops, the other reindeer, and so that was the thing that was.
It's
coming
also
up
a
there.
name of a school in Marikina, right?
Our Lady of Perpetual
Perpetual Succor.
something.
Succor.
Oh, yeah,
It's actually Succor.
His score. Yeah.
No, why are you laughing? That's actually the name of the school.
Yeah, the Our
Okay.
Lady of Perpetual Succor.
I have to look that up.
Olops, the other reindeer.
Well, succor is like protection or like rescue.
Ah.
It's a deeper, older word for rescue.
All right.
They just wanted the acronym.
Yeah, maybe. This is hilarious. But yeah, so we have reindeers, we have the dent. So guys don't know when I talk about like a dentist elf, you don't know that.
No, I know these. It's
You know
just
the dentist elf.
I just don't know what was showing on TV when I was a kid. But
I
all
get
of
that.
these I watched at one point in time.
So you don't, Sushi, do you know the dentist elf?
No,
So
sorry.
so since Rudolph wants to be more than a reindeer,
Uh-huh.
so there's the elf, his elf friend said that he doesn't really want to be a toy maker. He wants to be a dentist. The least magical profession apparently as a kid. So
It's actually quite magical where you have
Of
no
course.
money and then create money out of nowhere.
nothing, yes. You prey upon people's own hubris and bad habits, and then you turn their pain into your money.
I mean, dentist in the North Pole where everything's made of candy is,
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sure is a lucrative.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a very
That's the smart elf.
that's a very intelligent elf that really, and he has a captive audience. I think there's like a part of that movie where he stops one of the villains because the villains had like bad teeth and cavities, and he saved the day because he
So
gave
she's just confused.
because he gave
This is how
yeah
Christmas
he
movies are.
he saved them because he gave him like new teeth, and that like he pulled out all of the bad guy's teeth, and so the bad guy couldn't really fight them. It's like, I'm
This-
now friendly because I lost all my teeth and the pain is gone.
This feels like an
This is the-
adventure time.
It's
No, it's
kind of
also
feels-
no, it came from the lion and the what's the name of the thing?
You mean
The
one
lion with
paw?
the thing in his paw.
Yeah, the
that's
lion,
that's the inspiration clearly.
Yeah.
You don't know the lion thing.
No.
It's like Aesop's fable or something. It's like a story.
No,
I don't know where it's from.
in everywhere.
But yeah, so there's like a monster and the dentist takes out his teeth and it's like, oh, you removed the pain that was in my teeth.
Now he's a good guy.
Yeah, now I'm gonna help you. But I have no teeth anymore, so I have to lick all of the candy. I can't like chew them anymore.
That's how much dental healthcare cost that you have to pay with your life
Well, he pays with candy, I guess.
and his life.
Well,
Like he instead of doing what he does, he has to do what the dentist wants.
that's true. That's true.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, but it sort of sets up rather strange expectations that if you really want to go far in life, you have to have a deformity and then take advantage of the system in order to like get the big man to recognize you.
Like Angelina Jolie's lips.
Is it deformity?
It's not a deformity.
Well, some people find it beautiful. I guess.
I mean, yeah, it is beautiful, but it's a deformity.
Yeah, I think in the show there was a female reindeer that liked Rudolph because he had a
That had Angelina's lips.
no, I don't think so. But yeah, so yeah,
Anything
things
else?
that's just something that you watch as a kid. But I do understand why some of us don't really remember because honestly, the holidays, especially Christmas Day, is very distracting for a kid.
A lot of things happen during Christmas.
Exactly,
A lot of
exactly.
reunions, Christmas parties.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
of course.
Yeah, of course, and all of these other things that happened during that time. All right, so how about you, JR? What's your topic for this holiday season?
We're gonna talk about a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess what?
Die Hard.
No.
Okay.
But it is a Christmas movie.
Home Alone.
No. We're talking about
2 words.
Jon Favreau's best work.
Oh, okay. Chef.
No
Christmas
idea.
movie.
Oh, well,
No idea.
Not Iron Man 2.
3.
3 is a Christmas movie.
Kinda.
Is it?
It's the one where he's in like he loses his armor and he's in the snow, right?
That's the Christmas movie. But is that still Jon Favreau? Anyway, we're talking about Jon Favreau's magnum opus, which is Elf.
Yeah, I guess. I still like Chef better, but I get it. Elf is a better
I mean,
Christmas movie.
Chef is just a movie about Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
That's true.
So Elf.
Can you tell me about Elf? I
don't know
haven't
Elf.
seen it.
Okay. So I think we're establishing a pattern here. So
That
we're
we
gonna-
need another host?
No, we're gonna bring up certain things, and then Sushi
Oh, that's
will be
Sushi's
like,
role now.
yeah, Sushi
Elf is
will
a
share.
movie directed by Jon Favreau,
Starring Will Ferrell.
starring Will Ferrell,
Uh-huh.
who was unknown at that time.
Well, he was fresh from Saturday Night Live, so it wasn't really.
No, sorry. He wasn't unknown. He was a legend
In
on
Saturday.
TV, but had no movies.
Yeah, so it's
Elf-
not really a big movie thing.
Elf was released when? Like
2001.
I see.
Right after Old School. But
Old
it
School was
was
his last
filmed before Old School.
All right.
So when they hired Will Ferrell to do this, he only did Night at the Roxbury, which,
Yeah.
I mean,
Essentially, an SNL skit. Skit that made into a movie.
yeah, essentially an extended
Which
SNL
was,
skit.
if you remember before, there was like a stream of SNL alums who were making movies.
Yeah.
There was The Night at the Roxbury. There was Adam Sandler also made
No,
his
Adam
own thing.
Sandler was
But
doing
he's-
Happy Madison even before.
Of course. But Happy Madison's kind of like a character that he made.
No, Happy Madison is the production with Billy
Billy
Madison
Madison is
being the first one and Happy
that-
Gilmore being the second one.
Then there were, of course, like Mike Myers. They did Wayne's World, which was another
I
offshoot
mean, if
from.
you want to go further back, Eddie Murphy, whatever, right?
Well,
I think
but during the 90s,
I think
like
Will
early
Ferrell is
2000s,
part of the
later group.
what do you call? They call themselves the Rat Pack, Brat
Maybe.
Pack, something like that. Something
Brat Pack, I think,
Sinatra-ish,
is
but
like-
no.
I think the Brat Pack was like, who's this? The Sheen Estivus people. I think
Anyway,
there's like a Brat Pack.
But they had their own pack,
yeah, of
which
the
is
SNL
him,
people.
Vince Vaughn, blah 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 blah. Anyway,
Yeah.
Chris Kattan, I guess. I don't know if he's part of the. Anyway,
Mhm.
so Elf, Will Ferrell, essentially an unknown. Well, there was a
Film.
documentary about this somewhere. Anyway, but it was not meant for greatness, kind of a thing. That it's one of those like, yeah, we'll try it. Anyway.
was Will Ferrell? Was Jon Favreau just finishing Swingers? Has he already directed Swingers at this point? Has he done Swingers?
I think no. I think this is the first
Maybe.
director. I think no, I'm not sure, but he hasn't done anything big.
at this point.
At this
maybe.
point.
Yeah, and then or maybe he's a writer. He wasn't the director for Swingers. Maybe he was
He's
like a writer.
known as Jon Favreau, but he's not like Jon Favreau now.
Yeah, because
I mean, obviously,
of course.
Yeah. Anyway, he was but they got Favreau because he was the one that had the the writer had a certain image of it, and everyone wanted to make it a Will Ferrell comedy or a Saturday Night Live skit versus making it a Christmas movie. And it was Favreau who went in and said, "Here's what we're making," and pulled out the Rankin Bass book, and this is what we're making.
Yeah.
And then they had like all these legal problems with legal issues with copying the Rankin Bass costumes.
Style.
Yeah. And then they had stop motion in the start because of that Rankin Bass inspiration. There's a narwhal there, so you need to watch it. I hope you find your dad. That's Jon Favreau, by the way, who voiced the narwhal.
Yeah, because essentially the story is a kid sneaks into Santa's bag, I think. Then when he arrives back at the North Pole, the baby comes out of the bag and is like, "Hey, whose baby is this?" And then the elves raise Will Ferrell. And when he was a kid, it's like, okay. But then he grew till he was like 6 feet tall.
Yeah, human size.
Human size.
The Will Ferrell size.
Will Ferrell, which is a really tall guy.
I feel like I've seen this movie. It's just that I've seen a lot of things. I don't know who the director is.
Yeah.
I don't remember the title.
I'm sure you've seen Elf because it's Will Ferrell, Zoe Deschanel as a new actress, kinda. This is where you found out that Zoe Deschanel could sing.
And then it's also one with James Caan.
James Caan is the
his
dad.
father.
Yeah, Jimmy the Dream, as he wants people to.
It also has a nice cameo.
Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah, a great cameo. Or he's an author.
So she needs context because this is funny because Will Ferrell was already out, and Tyrion was or what's his name?
I can't remember the name of the author. He was an author. He's a book author.
No, what's the actor's name?
Yeah, Tyrion.
The small guy. Yeah. Anyway, and he was like going around, and then Tyrion was.
I'm sure people are yelling at us right now.
Is it Tyrion even the small one?
Tyrion is the name.
Not the dad?
Tyrion is the name of the.
What's the name of the father of the Daddy Lannister?
I know his name is. It's
isn't it?
Jamie?
No, Tywin is
Tywin.
The dad.
Yes,
Tywin. Oh yeah. Tyrion Lannister was a super angry elf guy. Blah blah blah. Not elf. Small guy.
Small person.
And then Will Ferrell goes into a conference room or something where he's mad and it's like, "Oh, an elf!" And it's like, what did you call me?
He's
and beats a poop out of Will Ferrell. And
he's like, he's a very angry elf. It has all these great lines. I remember watching it as a kid and, not a kid, but a young adult. And I was like, oh, this is really funny. And all of these little jokes that just one on top of the other was really, really nice.
The funniest thing about, like the absolute funniest meta thing about this movie is, do you remember the guy in the Santa quote unquote suit?
Yep.
Because Will Ferrell at one point in the movie gets to New York looking for his dad. And finds a guy in a tracksuit with a red hat thing so it's a red tracksuit with a red hat.
A bonnet, probably.
No, it's actually long.
Really
so anyway.
long? Okay.
So and calls the guy, "Hey Santa," blah blah blah. So no big deal, right? Not funny, but not too funny, right? The funny thing is when they shot this, they were on a budget. They just went to New York and shot scenes. That guy was just there. That wasn't the guy they hired. That wasn't the guy they paid to dress like that. He was just there, and Will Ferrell ad-libbed and just
they caught it in camera.
Yeah.
Because they were shooting Will walking through the street, again, with no permit, so like guerrilla style. And then suddenly Will Ferrell spots someone dressed like Santa Claus. "Hey Santa," to a stranger. In an elf suit.
Yeah, that happens a lot actually in New York. Like a lot of there's also like another comedian who does like an on interview, like, "Do you know this guy?" And then he's going to like interview people. So also, if you remember the famous Dave Chappelle skit, like New York boobs, is another great skit that just about people, like for some reason Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan interviewing people about New York
Boobs?
boobs. Yes.
About boobs.
You have great New York boobs. And then they put the.
I mean, an interview is different versus like this where they just shot Will Ferrell
just running through.
like calling someone Santa Claus with the guy not knowing there's a camera on them and everything and just like anyway.
Yeah. And then there's like all these great lines from the movie.
A
Like,
lot of it is just improvised, obviously, by
Yeah.
Will Ferrell. So.
where like he sees a mall Santa and then the mall Santa like reveals to, oh, it's Santa. Santa's here. And it goes crazy. And then he says, hey, that's not Santa. And then he goes to the mall Santa and goes, you sit on a throne of lies. That's such a great delivery of Will Ferrell. And it's also the one where he drinks soda. He usually drinks soda like it's like water. So he just chugs an entire liter of soda without any cuts directly. And
I don't
then
know what
like,
that was.
I
like
just
colored
drinks.
water?
No, he just drank it. I don't know. I think Will
You
Ferrell.
die.
I think just Will Ferrell just
2
get,
liters of.
yeah, but he burped a lot too. So who knows? Maybe it's Will Ferrell could actually just drink it.
I mean, it's not impossible.
Yeah. It's also the one where he did the viral spaghetti dessert thing, where he had pasta and then he covered it with maple syrup, chocolate syrup, M&Ms, marshmallows.
Hey.
Yeah. Because that's the food in the North Pole.
Okay.
It's
Kasi,
just
yeah,
sugar.
They
it's
just
like-
everything sugar. And,
Yeah. and so it's like, oh, I really like this.
Yeah, but if you haven't watched this, so including you, Sushi, you need to watch it. Unfortunately, in the Philippines right now, well, Christmas Day, it might
Mhm.
they might have added it, but they add and remove it in Netflix. So
Mhm.
it's new line. It's not Disney, so it's not in Disney Plus. It should be in Netflix
Well, we can rent it in YouTube.
or we
right?
rent it
Yeah.
in YouTube. Yeah,
I wouldn't think that it's a rentable movie though. It's like it's fun.
$1.
but- yeah, that's true. $50.
I mean,
I think there's
55
on
ba?
demand in Apple TV as well. And
it's probably an Apple
Prime,
TV because
yeah.
that's the kind of thing that it would be on Apple TV.
It's just funny how it was like more
the
of like a
basic
thing
thing.
that just came out during the early 2000s and then it sort of developed this.
It was an unexpected Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Is the thing, right?
this is it's for general audiences
Yeah,
because
it's
I'm
for kids.
because
Yeah,
I'm
kids love
thinking it might have a dubbed version in local television, right?
Maybe.
I'm sure it
It's
does.
maybe.
It's some like if I were a dubbing director here, I would definitely get that done.
Is Joseph Gordon-Levitt in that movie?
No, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zoe Deschanel did the duet of the Baby
So-
It's Cold Outside with
Mhm.
ukulele in
Oh, okay.
2014 or something.
Later on.
Yeah, something later.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why you know Zoe singing that song again.
That scene where she stands up and she's gonna sing to get
Is
people's
this
attention.
the one? Is it the ending?
Near the ending, near
Yeah,
the
yeah.
climax of the movie, where Santa Claus is like coming in and he's trying to
With the sleigh.
with his sleigh. Yeah,
Why does it feel like a Disney movie suddenly?
It's a proper Christmas movie is the thing, which we haven't gotten in a while. Like what's the other last Christmas movie you've
before
seen?
Elf or
Before and after.
Home Alone is kind of like a Christmas.
I mean that's
movie.
like 10 years before. But
Yeah,
like
something more
closer.
recent.
Home Alone too.
with
So
Donald
more-
Trump.
Well, the other one is yes with Donald Trump, but the other one is Jingle All the Way.
Jingle
Is
it's the
another
Jingle
one.
All the Way and
Yes.
Santa Claus is
The Santa Claus.
no, the Jingle All the Way was like 95, 94.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's actually a
bit
lot.
later.
Otherwise,
The Santa Claus though is a little bit too
Santa
soon.
Claus, and I think this is around the time of Santa Claus 3 or 2.
like the later Santa Claus.
yeah, the one with the Jack Frost.
Mhm.
But yeah, the Santa Claus is so I guess there is a lot of, and yeah, those are the movies that they typically show on TV. Somewhat current ones. Home
Yeah.
Alone. Yeah, because the Rankin Bass stuff is good, but it's like
Going back to the Ranking Bass stuff, yeah.
it's like older that the I guess the local network didn't want, because we had
Possibly.
ABS-CBN and GMA, but they were pinging off of a tower.
Mhm.
It wasn't direct
So it's the
broadcast, so it's a
relay or
different
something.
It's a
channel.
relay. Okay.
Mm.
So they had like they overrode the news with local news
Mhm.
at certain points. No, they didn't override the news, but they like before the TV patrol news, they had the local news. So they overrode some things. But anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think they picked like this is the funny thing with this TV station. They would actually rent VHSs from local VHS rental places, which is already renting out illegal
Uh-huh.
VHSs, and they would air it,
Oh,
which adds another layer to everything being illegal. So we'd actually get like semi-current movies shown on TV.
Yeah. That's
Anyway,
not-
so
not-
yeah,
not
that's
really
why they
illegal.
had like Santa Claus came out, they rented it, showed it. No, Elf was like 2000, so that wasn't part of it. But anyway, if you haven't watched one of Jon Favreau's best work, better
One
than
of his-
Iron
one-
Man
one
or
of
The
his
Mandalorian.
first- Well, it was one of his first big hits. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's his first big hit, period. But
Mhm.
anyway, we're kidding. Obviously, it's not as good as Iron Man or whatever, but it's definitely a must watch.
I suddenly realized that I might have not seen it during Christmas season because we do have MMFF in the
Yes, that's
cinemas.
true.
Mm.
Might have been delayed.
Yeah.
True. That's true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you know what we can do, regardless of if there's the Manila Film Fest or not, is we can always shout out our friends at episodify.com. If you need somebody to help edit videos, podcasts, shorts, or whatever other projects, Episodify can help with that. They offer different packages and provide discounts when you buy more hours. So if you're just starting out and would benefit from some professional assistance, or you want to make your job easier, give them a call. Thank you, episodify.com. Now back to the show.
This is a more of a general topic. So
Mhm.
I'd like for us to talk about toys
Mhm.
that you want to receive during Christmas, right? So as a kid, do you have something that's very memorable that you received during Christmas?
Mhm.
So it's Christmas morning or Christmas, everyone. So it's time for opening gifts, right?
The best gift everyone's gonna get this Christmas is this episode of the Random Pinoy Geek
Yeah.
Pod.
Wow, that's
Wow,
that-
that's
it's a
very
gift.
presumptuous.
It's a gift. Well, the gift of laughter is always nice, but that's something that will get you like ostracized by your kids. If you give your kid laughter during Christmas, I do remember like the biggest gift that I got as a kid. If you're the
Oh wait,
eldest
are we
kid,
talking about
like,
gifts?
gifts.
All of
Toys.
it or the Santa gift?
I was thinking the Santa gift because
The
that's
Santa gift.
Any
Any-
gift,
any
yeah.
gift.
during the
Well,
during the holidays or just any-
preferably a toy or toys.
Yeah.
I do remember my most memorable Christmas gift that I opened is an electric guitar, which is just a toy, and then an electric keyboard.
Is this the
And-
white one? The white
key-
electric guitar with red, blue, green,
It
yellow
has
keys.
that kind of and then a switch.
Yeah.
like for Guitar
The
Hero,
Guitar Hero looking one.
Guitar-
Yeah. I had this.
I
think.
also had a violin where you had to just
Oh, wow.
it's
I
a
would have loved the
rubber-
violin.
so. But here's the thing: the electric guitar and the electric piano, the keyboard is off key, so I didn't.
Oh,
I
they're
didn't-
not in key with each other. You can play
Well,
jazz.
now that I know what a proper piano sounds like, right? I
Oh.
discovered that it's not a C, it's not C, it's not D, like C D E F A, and then maybe G. I mean G sharp. It's not.
I
Proper.
remember a toy piano, like an electronic toy piano I was a kid.
Mhm.
When you press it, it would start playing like Last Christmas.
There's pre-programmed
and then
the
you
very
songs.
next day.
and then when you press another key, it just starts again. Da, bum, 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 bum. You press it again. Bum, bum, bum. And then you just go like stop it and then go back to the beginning. You just keep playing
Did
it.
Wham get there right?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because there's no. It's just like MIDI files, right? So it's just like that's what I remember.
I do remember getting a toy with a you're my little butterfly.
butterfly.
The phone, an
phone.
electric phone.
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
this, but it wasn't just the. I think there's more stuff that.
yeah,
That
there might
There's
have
like,
been
things like that.
this was just a thing in China at one point.
Maybe
Put
it's just
butterfly in
giving
every-
out.
after Dance Dance Revolution became a thing.
Yeah, it's very likely.
Because it's Dance Dance who it's DDR, yeah. Who made Butterfly a thing
Yeah.
again, right? Like,
Pretty popular thing. Yeah.
yeah.
those are the weird
repopularized
toys
it.
that I had. during-
Well, yeah.
What's yours?
When growing up, it's like the biggest one I can remember is more. There's like two. One is like the actual biggest one was like this old GI Joe command center.
wow.
It's like the one that
Oh,
turns
the
the
is it-
truck. It's like a truck. It looks like a
Oh,
giant.
not the aircraft carrier.
No,
Oh, you
no. It
suck.
was like a.
So did you have the aircraft
No,
carrier?
I didn't even have GI Joes. No, I had I had Flint and Snake Eyes or in
The
Lady Jane. Yeah,
figurines.
just that probably.
Are they movable figurines?
Yeah,
With
they had
movable
they're
joints?
movable and you break the rubber that's holding the torso and the legs. That's the silly part about this. Because if you keep twisting it, the rubber comes off. But yeah, there's as far as the command centers, there's the space shuttle, there's the aircraft carrier, and there's the one that
The truck.
Elvin's talking about.
military
I know
truck.
this now,
it's
not because I
it's
had
not.
it
It's not a
before.
military truck.
It's not.
It's like a bigger thing. It's
Yeah.
Is it a case?
It's like a case. It's like 2 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
know. It's
big.
like it's really big. It's like, and then they just gave me like a whole garbage bag of GI Joe figures. It's like I can play all.
Do you
these
have
G.I.
any
Joe.
idea if they were real? Is the thing.
Oh, I didn't care. I don't think so.
Yeah,
because they were
you
like,
don't think so?
Yeah.
Does it matter?
No,
I
it's
mean,
just
do-
funny
do they
because
sell?
no, the funny thing is we don't realize it, but we had fake toys.
mhm.
But the quality of fake toys before,
It's actually pretty good.
you almost wouldn't know they were fake.
I
And
see.
as a kid, you wouldn't know they were fake. Like Ninja Turtles toys before would be like a lot.
Mhm.
300-400. It's big ones.
Mhm.
And that's a lot for a toy in the 90s, right?
Mhm.
In the early 90s or late 80s, right? But there would be fake ones that are 1/4 the price and they were good enough.
I see.
It's not like these days where
Yeah,
they would actually say like teenage non-mutant shinobi turtles or something.
Yeah. so
like,
it's like
they were just knockoffs before, like actual.
very obvious
fake.
knockoffs though.
Oh, well, technically, knockoff is not the right term. They were just copies
Ah.
before, outright copies. Like,
Speaking of copies, why don't they sell Lego in Toy Kingdom in the department store? Like they have
now
Yeah, I
they
haven't
do
seen.
now.
I only see Kojo, something like that. A different brand.
Oh, because Lego's patent over the interconnecting brick system has expired. So everything
Mm.
else,
they
all
started
your
adding new stuff.
fake Legos are actually not fake Legos anymore. They legally have the right to do that.
I see.
So,
Okay.
I mean, it's obviously still illegal to just copy the Lego design, but coming up with your own designs now of Lego-ish things and
Yeah,
making Lego compatible things now is legal.
Which I think that's why Lego's sort of like leaning into the
Star Wars.
yeah those properties that they have tie-ins.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's the thing that these other companies, because other companies can make sets, they can make pictures, they can make castles, they can make spaceships, but they can't make Hogwarts, they can't make
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars in particular. But anyway, Lego is available locally in Toys R Us, not in Toy Kingdom.
Toy Kingdom. All
Or
right.
wait, it's at least available in Toys R Us. I'm not 100% about Toy Kingdom, but yeah, the Lego stores are also Ayala, so I'm thinking
Yeah,
it might be
we do have Lego outlet stores.
yeah, yeah.
so yeah
They also have it in SNR.
as
Like a
I'm
few sets.
able to
What?
find the GI Joe thing. It was the GI Joe Mobile Command Center.
Yeah,
was
that's the
like
one
a
in Pawn
giant-
Stars.
It was like a really big thing, but I think it was like a used one that they just got in the US and then they just sent over.
Still,
But still, yeah, I know.
It's
like,
actually worth a lot of money if you still have it.
no,
but yeah,
no, it's destroyed.
a lot
But
of
that
money.
was
like
like
at
the-
least $1,000.
Like it's
In
the
Pawn
biggest
Stars?
one. It was like the biggest one that I got, but the one that sort of like stayed with me the most
Mhm.
was I actually got an Atari when I was like a little kid, like around 5 years old or 6 years old.
oh,
Yeah, and I didn't understand what it was. They were asking me to open the gift, and the only thing it's like, okay, you can open one gift. You know that thing where parents do it for kids. Night before Christmas, you can open one gift.
Why don't you just stay up till midnight?
I don't want to. So that I said 4 or 5 years old. So it's like, kids.
I would wait to get the gift.
But I didn't know. So I was opening. I opened like this gift, and then inside was a cartridge. It's like, what is this? It's a little plastic thing. This isn't a car. This isn't a robot.
What was the game?
Some dinosaur game. So
Hmm.
I got really annoyed, and I like threw it outside. The thing is, I didn't know was they actually bought me like the Atari
Console.
console. And so when I woke up the next day, what's this attached to the thing? It's like, oh, what's this? It's a computer game. So it's like the old Atari with a joystick and the button. And then they had like Superman. I remember that was like one of the first games that has like Superman and Asteroid. So those are like the games that I remember.
Asteroid was fun.
Yeah, and that was like a thing that looking back on it now is really important because like wow, that's your first console.
JR, do you remember a toy or a gift from?
No, the thing with us, but coming from an island, which I know this comes up a lot. No, like we got gifts for Christmas, but it's not necessarily the Christmas gifts that are better. It's because like when someone goes to Manila and comes home, those gifts sometimes are better. Like, yeah, like I remember at one point, my dad going home with like a duffel bag of, because I already had the 4 Ghostbusters, and I said I wanted the ghost, right? So at one point he came back with like 15 of them in one duffel bag.
15 ghosts?
Yeah, they were like in like 15 separate toys. Like the one where there's a pull thing and it sparks, that guy, and the skeleton guy where you put the Ghostbusters in. I don't remember. Those are the only 2 I remember. But yeah, like a lot of them, and that wasn't Christmas. But it was because someone went to Manila to buy the toys.
Yeah.
So things like that. But Christmas, like specifically Christmas, I guess the most important one, which up to now has significance, is the bike I got at one point. I think I was 7. It's a blue bike that got stolen eventually.
That's
yeah.
unfortunate.
No, because at one point all of our bikes got stolen. Like the front gate got like the I don't know, I think my sister forgot to lock it or something after going home after dance practice. And the 3 bikes were outside and they got stolen. But no, I wasn't like that bike was I was too big for that bike anyway. But yeah, if that bike were still here, I would have like restored it or something.
Oh.
So there is some sadness in that story, but blue bike, yeah.
Well, did you like besides the toys from the Ghostbusters, did you get a proton pack when you were a kid?
Like the big one, no.
Yeah, the one.
Because
the one
I don't think
like,
there were fake ones of
because essentially it's just a hollow piece of plastic with straps that you can put on.
Yeah, but it had the trap. My neighbor had it.
The trap is that's for rich kids. But like
it wasn't with the proton pack?
The proton pack had like a little thing. You attach like a foam noodle
to
the top so that it'll
and
then you press it to make the sound.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, I was a really chunky kid, so I couldn't really wear the proton pack like a actual backpack. So I just hold it like one as like a single arm.
Shoulder bag.
It's like a shoulder bag. And then with the other hand, like, bam, I'm shooting you ghosts with my shoulder proton.
I actually didn't like to play like that as a kid. I like playing with toys, not pretending to be...
Well, it was a toy too.
No, I mean like with action figures. Not like I'm a Ghostbuster. It's partly because to do that, there had to be a lot of you with that. And if you're like...
Oh no, I was just doing it alone. It's like with my imagination.
That's sad.
Wow.
That is very sad.
That's not sad. I mean, I'm amazed. You're very creative.
No, but
Very
not
creative.
having friends.
Yes, that's the thing. I'm glad that Sushi focused on the fact that you're so imaginative. Not you're so alone.
I mean, people. I don't remember people still playing with toys right now, even with action figures.
Nowadays, no.
I know a lot of
they're
men.
kids though.
You still-
I know a lot of grown 40-year-old men playing with
Well,
action
that's different. It's like it goes full circle. But I think what you're talking about is like more of like just for the game, right? For playing, for like playing pretend.
Kids don't. I don't
iPads.
see kids playing with their toys now. Like they do. Like they play with cars and then they go back to the cell phone or to any gadget, right? That's why. Do we still buy toys for kids? Do they still receive gifts?
I mean, Toys R Us is still open, so
Toys
I'm
are still
guessing.
there. I think toys will not go away, but
I bought Legos already because I'm anticipating them being more expensive. So I just bought like kids Legos right now. They're downstairs.
yeah, but the idea of like getting gifts for kids, I think is really something that you're encouraging them to do something with their like that's what the toy is for, right? And I think like I have a nephew that's like 4 years old, and he still does the tablet, but at the same time the toys sort of augment that.
So it's an amiibo.
Well,
He
it
still
doesn't-
wants toys.
Yeah, because that's something that you play with, and then the other thing that you look at how people play it, and then you play it yourself, and then sometimes they copy the thing. The weirdest phenomenon that I seen was the running commentary. So that they're playing with a toy, but they're talking to an unknown audience. It's like, "Hi guys, so now I'm playing with my
No,
new
because
toy
because of YouTube.
because of YouTube." So
Streamer generation.
exactly. So even though there's no audience, and then he just talks. If I'm there, he's talking to me. So here's what I play with, and it's just a strange phenomenon that you see with kids. But toys, I think it's gonna be around.
Yeah, and the toy industry still earns a lot because there are a lot of unboxing videos in
Yeah, you know, and
YouTube.
the fact that we have that many kid YouTubers
Uh-huh.
making millions because of unboxing toys, then you know toys are a thing. But yeah, it's the they're making YouTube videos now when they're playing. That's their
That's their thing.
yeah, that's their thing.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, and that's for my topic. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Sushi. Well, that's our show. Thanks for listening to the Random Pinoy Geek podcast. This has been Elvin with JR and Sushi. And remember, it's okay to geek out
As long as you know when to stop.
Happy holidays, guys.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
What?
What?